Arcads and Veo3 can now make AI ads that look almost identical to the real thing. Now, I'm not a video editor, but I use them to create this ad from scratch. In this video, I'll break down exactly how I did it, from analysing existing ads, generating the script, creating UGC talking heads and B-roll, and then pulling it all together in CapCut. I'll even give you the exact worksheet that includes the Arcads and Veo3 prompts I used to make that ad, so you can recreate your own favourite ads step by step, so you can start making ads quicker that drive down your CPA and scale your spend. Now, first of all, let's take a look at what an actual ad looks like that I made with 100% AI using Arcads and Veo3, and this will give you an idea for the type of ad that you can make after you follow the steps I take you through in this video.
Pink seat covers are going viral right now, and honestly, they're worth the hype. I've been wanting pink seat covers, but not those awful Amazon ones.
And that's when I found these custom fit seat covers on Facebook.
Let me tell you, installing these was so easy. I never thought I could do it on my own. Oh my gosh, look at these. I'm obsessed. They fit absolutely perfectly because they're custom for my car.
But the best part is that it works with heated and cooled seats. With 50% off and a 10-year warranty, I am confident I made the best purchase. Get yours now.
Now, I made that ad completely 100% with AI using Arcads and Veo3. I'm going to give you all the prompts to that in this video. Now, it's a little rough. I'm not a video editor. I don't claim to be. So the music might be a little bit too loud. You can probably tell it's a little bit of AI with the voiceover at the start. I think that could be fixed if you spent some more time on it. You got a video editor to take the time with the music, the transitions. But as I said, I'm not a video editor, and I put this ad together, and I think it came out pretty nicely. If we break it down again,
Viral rate.
The talking headshots, they look pretty good. I know you can tell a little bit with the actual definition of the face, the teeth, and the general finish of the video and the sound. It sounds a little bit like AI, but I still think it comes out quite nicely. When we go into this shot, I think this looks really good. You know, it's actually a different scene. It's keeping it engaging. If I actually wanted to launch this ad, I would definitely spend more time. I think this might actually fail QA in my agency. But for the point of this video, showing you how to make Veo3 ads, I think it's a good demonstration of what point you can get it to. And this shot, again, this is great. I think it's very similar as well. Like the actual character, one of the biggest problems with AI is having the character look the same. I think in this, it does a pretty good job of it. And then we move on to these shots. I think these are one of the best parts of the ad. These look really great, really high quality. You know, you got the hand movement. This one looks like it was taken with a real 4K camera, which is brilliant. And then we finish on the talking heads again. So I think overall, this is a great ad, and I actually think it could get results. Now, as I said, this wasn't done thoroughly in terms of research, script writing, and actual finish with the editor, because I've just made this for the purpose of this video. However, I think it came out really nicely, and I actually would be interested to test this ad as well. So there's 4 key steps to making this ad in Arcads and Veo3, and I'm going to be running you through it today. I've also created this worksheet with prompts, with the exact prompts I used to make this video, and this is included in this worksheet. If you want access to this worksheet, just go ahead in the description and click the link, and you'll get access to all the prompts that I use to make this video, so you can go ahead and make it yourself. So the first step is finding and downloading an ad from Magic Brief or Google Drive. Now, you can use your own creative assets. If you have example ads that you want to recreate, you've used in the past, you've got B-roll, and you want to just switch it up a little bit, then you can definitely use that as a base to build from. However, we're going to be speaking about if you've got an example ad from Magic Brief, maybe it's a competitor's ad, maybe it's someone in a similar industry, and you just want to recreate that ad, but twist it and make it unique to your own brand. I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. But again, you can also do it for your own creative assets if you want to make some small tweaks to existing content that you have in the Google Drive. But let's start with Magic Brief. You know, Google Drive, pretty straightforward. You just go and download. Magic Brief is also straightforward. Go to Magic Brief. We've got Discover. You can search, you can use filters, you can find different industries and find example ads that you like. And then just hit download, save the ad that you want. Make sure that saves to your laptop. And that is super easy for step 1. We just need to get an ad that we want to replicate and then download it, so we've got it ready to go into the next step. So the next step is super simple. We're going to be using Google AI Studio to analyze the ad that we've just downloaded from Magic Brief. So go over to Google AI Studio, drag and drop the ad that you've just downloaded into the chat, and then use the prompt that I'm about to show you. We're going to be asking Google AI Studio to break down the ad into different sections, into modules really, so we can extract the script and the actual visuals from each part of the ad, and then we can take that into Arcads. Now I'll show you examples of prompts that I use right now. So here's the first prompt that we're going to be using in Google AI Studio. We'll just let it know that we're recreating an ad on Arcads. Ignore the text overlays and subtitles because we just want to focus on getting the actual video right. And it's a little bit messy. So it says, I'm going to try and just get the hook right first. But this is the actual prompt that I use. So I'm just telling you exactly what I did. I'm not trying to polish it. I'm just going to give you full transparency into what I used to make that ad. Then the next part says, so to begin with, break it down into each scene, describe the scene, and then also give me the script back as well. And I only have 100 characters script per scene because that's just Arcads rules. Now I'm going to show you this prompt in action. So you can see this is an ad that we actually made at the agency, and I put it into Google AI Studio and I've put in the prompt that I just showed you. It's the exact same as the one that I used, and then it broke it down into different scenes. But the problem that I actually got was we can only use 100 characters per scene in Arcads. So eventually I went back and forth a little bit and I came to this example. So you can see it breaks down each scene. So we had the hook, then a description of the scene, and then a script for the scene as well, which is exactly what we need for Arcads. So when we're going into Arcads, we're taking this and we're taking the script to create our videos. So we've got a second prompt that is just for making B-roll shots when someone isn't talking. And we use Google AI Studio for this again. I uploaded the B-roll shots that we needed, and I just said, go into excruciating detail. And then we got back the different results, breaking down each shot. And then again, we can take this into Arcads going forward. Now I'm just going to run you through all the prompts now. So when we're going into Arcads, we've got everything and we can just go straight into making the video. And the final one is if a scene or output is weak. So if you put something into Arcads and it makes a mistake, it doesn't come out nicely, then I use this prompt to make an ad to improve the output pretty much, because, you know, AI makes mistakes. The AI video isn't 100% there yet, and also our prompts can be a little off. So that's what this section is for. So if you are getting bad output, the AI videos are bad, then you want to use this. It just says, I use this prompt to make an ad on Arcads, and then insert the prompt that you used on Arcads, and then the problem with the output video was, and then you describe what the problem was, and then make changes to the initial prompt based on the problem so the output video improves. Now you can do this in Google AI Studio. You can also do it in ChatGPT, which is a little bit better as well, I've found, for doing this. So you put the original prompt in there, describe the problem with it, and then it'll make changes to the prompt based on the problem that you said, and then you can keep going back and forth with it. So really you want to make sure that the AI is doing the heavy work, doing the legwork for you, and just because it can be a bit of a tedious process, you'll see how many attempts this actually took to get it right. So you might have to go back and forth. I also attempted inserting the bad output video into Google AI Studio and saying, make some changes to the prompt based on what went wrong. It worked a little bit, but I found ChatGPT with this prompt worked best. Now moving on to step 3, it's actually making the ad in Arcads. So it's pretty straightforward so far, you can tell. And there's a few different sections inside Arcads that we're going to be using. I'll break it down so it's super clear for you right now. So part 3 is recreating this in Arcads, and we want to be using scenes to begin with. So we can use scenes to make the talking head videos and some complex shots, because this is what's used in Veo3 in the background. So it's great for really creative hooks, UGC-style talking videos. And you can see an example of a prompt that we went through here for scenes. So this is the output, and this is the actual prompt that I used. So you can see it's 9:16. We've got scenes selected here. This is the script, and then this is a video breakdown. And you can see here, we've got an example start frame here. So what you want to be doing is taking a screenshot from the ad. So for example, in this case, I had the ad up top. Take a screenshot of the start of the ad, and then you want to put that as the start frame in Arcads. Now I'm going to give you a live demo in a minute. And again, if you want access to this with the prompts, the link's in the description so you can get all of this, so you don't need to try and remember it. So I'm just giving you a brief rundown now, and then I'll show you live so you can remember exactly what it is that we've got to do. So we've got a second prompt here. This is the output. We've got the script, and then we've got the actual scene, and then again, the start frame. Now you can see with that start frame, I was using the one with a text overlay on, and it actually managed to catch that in the output, and it got pink seat covers. AI sometimes messes text up, but this looks pretty great with an Apple emoji, which I was surprised about. So that wasn't me editing that on. And then this one here, I've used something that I'll mention later on, which is the extend feature, to actually extend this first ad to continue with the same character. So then we've got prompt 3, which is actually when the creator is outside. So you can see here is the script. So this is literally just straight from Google AI Studio. And then the scene description is also from Google AI Studio. So you can see this is the breakdown that I got when I put in the ad and I sent my prompt. We've got the scene description and then the script. So this scene description, we copy and paste that. And I said, I'm going to give you a live example again, and that'll be pasted into the scene here. And then obviously the script is a script. Just make sure it's 9:16 and you've got scene selected if you want talking head. Now we've got B-roll examples as well. So this is exactly the same, but a B-roll example is when you don't want the creator talking. So you just want to be using the creator doing something, or not even a creator in shot. Maybe it's just like, for example, these seats. So again, we still use a start frame. Now I was taking screenshots from example ads for this. And again, it's come out really, really nice. This looks like a 4K video. These are super easy. Like look how small that prompt is. It's because we're using the start frame. So I highly recommend that. You can choose whether you want 5 seconds. I think it might be 8 seconds as well, maybe even 10. But yeah, this can afford to be super simple. Now, a lot of the descriptions, even these ones, are super simple. I tried going really complex and it made the results worse. So the reason being, because we're using this start image, it's already got that as a reference. So don't try and confuse it too much. Just simply use the Google AI prompt and then you'll be able to get pretty similar results to what I've got here. I've got one final B-roll shot, which is this one right here. Again, use the start frame, simple prompt, and it came out really, really nicely. Now just go into detail here about scenes with the start frame. So you can use the start frame to upload a reference image. Now I'll show you in the live example how to do that, and then extend. So what we can actually do with the extend feature is once we've generated a video, we can click extend and we're going to be able to extend from that point. So it takes that extension point of a previous video you've made as the start frame. So it means that you can actually continue the video generation from that specific point in your previously generated video. But again, I'm going to show you the live example, so you don't need to try and remember this. And then finally, remix. If you want an ad to look exactly the same, you can just click remix and it will give you the same prompts. You can make a change just to the script and keep the start frame and the visuals the same. So I know that might come across as a lot, so make sure you get access to this sheet so you can just do this yourself. Now I'm going to show you live inside of Arcads how we can do this from A to Z. Now it's the fourth and final step, which is editing the ad in CapCut. Now I'm going to break down exactly how I edited it. Now I'm not an editor at all. I don't claim to be, so it's a little bit rough around the edges. And then after that, I'm going to show you a live walkthrough of how I actually did this. And you can watch me from A to Z, from start to finish, make this ad. So you can copy it and you can start making some ads like this yourself. But first of all, let's get into how we edit these videos. So you can see here, I'm not an editor, but I'm quite proud of this. I've put together a little bit of an ad. So we've got the hook here, we've got a little bit of music playing in the background, we put some, arguably dodgy transition in here, and then we've faded in some hip hop music, so it drops when she mentions this product, and it kind of changes the tempo a little bit from just something that's a little bit smooth to something that's more higher tempo. We've got some audio parts in here because I wanted to generate the audio separately, so you can either use 11 labs to generate the audio separately, or you can actually go ahead and get a creator to record it for you, whichever is easier. 11 labs is pretty good. You can clone voices and it's really straightforward. Then we go to the shots here, the B-roll shots here, which look great. I think these came out really, really well. And then we just go back to the talking head. So you can see that is super straightforward to do. I'm no editor. You literally drag and drop from the top, drag your ad from Arcads, crop it. I use the split function quite a lot. So you can just click here and then split and then delete the excess, that's what isn't needed. And then this is just stock music. Obviously, if you're doing this properly, you'd be getting better music, you'd be getting better transitions, and you'd be making it a little bit better. But as I said, this is for the purpose of the YouTube video, and I wanted to prove that we could make this ad myself. I'm not an editor. So that's the editing section. Nothing crazy, but it'll give you a good idea of what's kind of important. A good hook, good transitions, good music that hooks the viewer in, and keeping people engaged throughout. I think if this was actually going to be an ad, I'd have it a little bit longer probably, and more cuts to keep it more engaging. For example, this one goes on from 13 to 18 seconds. 5 seconds is probably a little bit too much. I'd split that and have another view in here. And same with some of these, I'd split these up to make it more engaging. But other than that, I think it's a good ad. And for me, I gave it my editor, he said the music was too loud, and I gave it away that it was AI. This needs polishing up. But, for my standards, for my editing ability, I think it's as good as we're going to get. Now, I've also put the walkthrough on the prompt sheet so you can get access to this, so you can just work through this to be able to do it yourself. But now we're moving on to the bit that we've all been waiting for, and that's a live walkthrough of how we're actually going to go get an ad from Magic Brief, take it over to Google Studio, and then recreate it in Arcads live on the video right now. So this is not scripted at all. I'm literally just coming on to Magic Brief. I'm looking for an ad. I'm just going to recreate the hook for you guys because I don't want to be here all day. You know, we've all got things to do. But let's look for a hook that we can recreate.
Smells the same. Hey, let's be real.
So I wouldn't go for that because there's so many scenes to begin with. We want something that's easy. For example, this.
This chocolate drink is flying off the shelves because it's clinically proven to support your gut and balance your blood sugar.
That could be a good one because we've got the product in shot. So I'm going to have that as a first reserve.
There's got to be something.
I think we need to have a conversation about product expectations, specifically when it comes to products.
You have to be old to take care of the skin on your neck.
Awesome. So let's go with this one just because I think it's going to be pretty easy to do. Now, what you want to do is open this right here and download it. So I've downloaded that. Then I'm going to go to Google AI Studio. I've got a new chat open. I drag and drop the ad in. Then we go to our prompt sheet and we go to using Google AI Studio to analyze our ads. Then we use this first prompt right here. This is literally the one that I'm going to use because it's a talking head. It's not a B-roll. So this one would be if I was just doing B-roll, but this is for the talking head. So let's put that prompt in there. And it takes a second to spit it out. But whilst we're waiting for that to give us the prompt back, we can go back to Arcads. And what we can do is take a screenshot of the frame that we want to
This chocolate drink is
be the first frame in Arcads. So I'm thinking I always go with the mouth closed because I found when the mouth's open it sounds crazy, but the teeth just go crazy when you recreate it. Now this one's got the product in. The product shot is blurry. So let's just go later on. I think we're gonna have to just deal with it and go with a blurry one right there. Now it's not going to come out the best, so if I was recreating this properly, I'd wait till I can find a ad with a clearer product image. I'll take a screenshot of that. Awesome, here we are. So this chocolate drink is flying off the shelves because it's clinically proven to support your gut and balance your blood sugar. So it's broken it up into different sections here. We can go over to Arcads. Let's create a new section. So we can go over to Arcads into this new section. We go to scenes. We will go to 9x16. Now you've got write script, scene, and then you've got start frame. So I need to take that start frame again, just because I didn't save it properly. Save that to documents. Then you go to Arcads, add start frame. You've got that as your start frame. Now, if you go to Google AI Studio, you can get the scene description and put that into the scene. And then we can get the script. Now, for some reason, it's broken down the script. I think it's because it might be over 100 characters, but let's see how much we can get in there. We'll probably just start there. Now, if you were doing this properly, yeah, you probably would split it just exactly how it said and do each section. But for the purpose of this, I'm just making one kind of section. We'll just go with this 9x16 and it's on scenes. We've got the start frame. This is the scene description and this is the actual script. Maybe remove that as well. I'll mess it up for sure. Now, whilst we're waiting for that ad to generate, I just want to talk through my opinion on AI ads, if I think you should use it, if I think it's got a place in your ad account. So here's my honest take. AI UGC is not replacing real creators anytime soon, but it's insanely powerful for speed, iterating, and testing quickly. If you've already got a winning ad or proven angle, a tool like Arcads and Veo3 let you spin out new variations fast. And that's where brands win, with better messaging, more diversity, and faster iteration, not just more of the same content. So that's where it has a place in the ad account. I think creative diversity is really, really important. So AI ads, UGC, different variations of UGC, organic, scripted, finding what works for you, podcast ads, street interviews, founder ads. That diversity in 2025 is really important. That all comes from finding your winning messaging in your ads. So it's crucial to find your winning angles, your winning messaging, your winning hooks, then scale that with creative diversity across all those different formats. That's where we are seeing the best results in our clients in 2025. Scaling ad spend to 7 figures a month and getting the best results is from finding that winning messaging and then scaling it with creative diversity. So the video is ready. It took a few minutes. I think I might have made a mistake because I didn't tell it to ignore the text on screen, but it seemed to do a good job anyway. It looks pretty good. Let's take a look.
This chocolate drink is flying off the shelves because it's clinically proven to support your gut.
So that actually came out pretty well. I made the mistake because in the prompt, I didn't say ignore text on screen and subtitles. If you put that in the prompt, it will ignore both of those things. And it came out pretty well. The creator looks real. The packaging isn't perfect. As I said, if you recreate this with the better image of the packaging, I think you get a better result. Now, what I would do right now is click Remix, and you'd say, ignore subtitles and text overlays. Don't add those to the video. And you could do that and it will recreate this. So I'll go ahead and do that. As well as that, what you can do, so by remixing, just to explain, I kind of went over that a little bit quickly, but in here you have the start frame. So it's using the same start frame as you originally used, which is great because it means if you wanted to do the next scene now, you can use that start frame if you want it to be similar, and you can write the new script. Or alternatively, you can click extend, which is where you choose where you want to continue the video from, which is great, especially if you're doing something different and you need it to look like the end of the video. So I could pick here, for example, pick this frame, then it uses that frame I just chose as the start frame, and then you can describe it a little bit, and then you can put in your new script as well. So that's a summary. The ad actually came out really nice. I'm actually happy with how that came out first time. And again, it's about iterating, and you could keep building from this point on. And you can see how quick and easy that was. Now, if you want to try and make these ads yourself, grab the worksheet and the prompt list in the description below. It's the exact one that I used in this video. So you can take the prompts, you can do this in Arcads, in Google AI Studio to make these ads with a step-by-step tutorial. And if you want to test Arcads, I've also linked them below so you can play around with it. Finally, if you're a business running ads on Meta and you want to find your winning messaging and scale with creative diversity, scan the QR code on screen or hit the link in the description to book a call with my agency, and make sure to subscribe because I've got more step-by-step tutorials and breakdowns on Meta ads, creatives, and reducing CPA, scaling spend, finding winning messaging on this channel coming very soon. I'll see you soon.